Hello Kraft team, in this video we shall be making this beautiful hair vine that I can use as a bridal accessory. Let's get crafting. If you're new here, you're highly welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back. I am Ibiwari. For this project, we'll be needing some crystal beads. I have different sizes, millinery wire, more beads, and more beads. So you just need different sizes of beads. This is a teardrop shaped bead. You just need as much bead as you want, different sizes, something to make it beautiful. So I have different sizes of crystal beads. To start off with, I use 16 inches of millinery wire. The millinery wire I'm using is 0.50. So I use 60 inches. Then you just have to fold in half, then start twisting the closed end, the tip, to form a loop. I twisted like about 5 to 7 times to form a loop because I didn't want my twisted end to be too long. To start off with, I'll just take one of the bead, the smallest size of my crystal bead. Then I'll, depending on the length you want, that is how you gauge it to before you fold and start twisting. If you want your branches, the branches of your vine to be long, then you have to give a longer length before you start twisting. If you want it to be short, you move closer to your loop before you start twisting. So that's just basically the format of twisting. You just give the length and twist. So when you twist from the you take the bead from the right, because once you've folded and you've twisted the first loop, you now have 2 branches of your millinery wire. So when you take the first beads and twist from the right, you take the next from the left and you twist. That's just basically this systematic way of getting your vines and your branches. So I have a tree shape bead also. So for this one, when I put it through my millinery wire, I put another crystal bead, a smaller crystal bead, then I put it through the hole of the flower shaped bead, just to hold it firmly in place. So for the flower shaped bead, what I did was I took the flower shaped bead, passed it through the jewelry wire, took a crystal bead, a small crystal bead, pass it through on top of the flower shaped bead, then pass it through back to the flower shaped bead, so it holds firmly. Is like the bud of the flower. So the crystal, the small crystal, now forms the bud of the flower. So that's just what I'm trying to depict here. You're seeing the crystal on the flower shaped bead. So when that is done, you start twisting. So for each bead you pick, you twist for about 8 to 10 times so that it will be firm, and it depending how long you want your branches to be, because the more you twist it down, the longer it gets. So once you twist it till you get to the point that it meets the stem, you now take all together and twist. That way it holds the other ones you've made, the other branches you made together to be firm. So just look at what I'm doing and you get to follow through. Once you take your bead, you twist right. When you're on the right stem, you twist it like 8 to 10 times. Then you go to the left stem, you take your bead, you twist it like 8 to 10 times, then you hold all together. That is your left and your right. You hold it together and you twist before you go back in again with your right stem and take another bead. Then when you take your bead, you form like a loop, then you start twisting. So you just bend it to form like a loop, then you start twisting around. So at first it will look like, what are you doing? Nothing is coming out. But keep going and you see how beautiful it will be when you're done twisting. So you can just be creative. Think of any way you want your branches to be, how close, how free you want it to be, how you want to design. Just go crazy with your imaginations and try it out. So you can make each branch have like, put 3 beads together to form a loop and twist. It mustn't be one, because there are some of the branches I took 3 beads, 5 beads, in that order. So if you're taking more than 1 bead, 3 beads, 5 beads, odd numbers make it come out finer. So I'm done. Look at all the different stems I've made. So now it's time to put it together. So to put it together, what I did was I still took 60 inches of jewelry wire, then I twisted down from the top to the bottom. Like I twisted down all the way through my 60 inches after folding, which is now 30 inches, because 60 folded, then it's now 30. I twisted it all through. This is like, it will give me the base to form my hairvine on, and this, for me, this pattern makes it steady. It makes the hairvine steady. So I will now take out another jewelry wire that will be wrapping all these individual vines I've made together to form a long vine. So keep watching so you get to see how you can put all this together to get your hair vine. So at first, once I place my the stem, the one that is my base, I started with the first vine I made that has a loop. So I'll pass the jewelry wire through that loop, then I'll start wrapping together to hold it to my base. If you've watched up to this point and you've not joined the Kraft team, what are you waiting for? Click on the subscribe button now to join the Kraft team. Leave your comments, let me hear your thoughts. Share this video so others too can benefit. So basically all I'll be doing is to wrap, and as I'm wrapping, I'll still be adding beads. So the beads now covers the stem that the base that I'm forming my hair vine on, and adds more glam and closure to the hair vine. So as I'm wrapping, I'll be adding beads along the way. So basically it's just using the jewelry wire to wrap both the stem, the other vines I've made, to my base now. So I'll just wrap and make sure it's firm. So the initial wrapping before you start moving along, ensure that it's firm and it holds its shape. Then you start applying others. So as you're going along, like I said, you can add your beads to embellish the look. So now, how do I join the 2 different stems? Just look closely and see how I attach it. To attach, now I put the end of this other stem to the end of this one, not the beginning. To attach in between stems, I put one end of the hair vine, the short hair vine, to this already formed stem. I attach it to it, then I wrap round, use the end of the tip of the jewelry wire of the new attachment, wrap it round the base that I'm working on. Then I use my plier to press it down, so the jewelry wire now wraps round the base of this hair vine I'm forming. So this new attachment now wraps on the base. Then I'll go again to use this new the wire I'm using to wrap, use bead to cover that join. I'll take a bead to cover that join. Just look closely, you see what I'm doing, and hopefully you follow through. I'll take a bead to cover that join, then I'll start wrapping with the jewelry wire. Ensure that each one you wrap stays firmly in place before you move on. If you've learned anything from this video, give it a like, share so others can follow through, and click on the subscribe button. So that is basically all you do, and you get this beautiful hair vine. At the end, I got to measure the length of the hair vine, because you have idea of what you want, or your client, so you get to know how they want the length of which they want on their head. So you get to measure to see if you still need to add more. And for the loop, the beginning loop you're making is just to give it a base where you can attach it on the head, and that is where you use your hairpin on both sides of the hair vine to attach it to the end. That is how you style this hair vine. You attach it to the end. Thanks for watching. Till we meet again, be creative. Bye.